nice Joker, but you know,
Well, there's
it's not
27
nice.
people
He
on the
should be on
roster,
any part.
so we're missing 4 people
Later.
on the roster. And Shy is actually a backup on the roster, so we're technically missing 5 people.
Anyway, discussions. What we need to focus on going to this fight is execution and our situational awareness, our spatial awareness. Because we take a lot of damage when we need to free a lot of people from the orbs, and we can't keep up with that even with added healers. We're just going to fall behind. So we need to work on making sure it's only one person per orb, which requires a minimum distance. And if that wasn't difficult enough, when you're trying to dodge orbs that have come up and try and dodge beams, we need to keep that distance when we run to the far end of the room for intermission, because we can't get orbed up when we're running there during the intermission, because that will happen, and it's just a slow spiral wipe. Sounds right. And yes, so one tank is going to pull the big ad over, we're going to kill it, then the other tank is going to bring theirs in, we're going to kill it, and we're going to stay loosely clumped. So we don't want to get orbed when we're over there. We don't want to all be taken out when a laser beam focuses us, because if we're all in that general area, the laser beam is going to come to that area. So we need to be on top of not getting beamed and not getting orbed, and then being able to move back into position without getting orbed again and without going over stacks. Stacks mostly are things tanks have to watch out for. Am I missing anything? I know I had a bunch of conversations with different people about execution and where we can make improvements, and I'm just want to make sure I hit all those points. Can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Hold on just one moment. Got paperwork.
No, the closest thing that I see a warrior is entrails.
Yeah, the monk thing probably be helpful getting people out of orbs, and any other thing you got, as long as you're not knocking them into a second. I think we have enough people here to start doing our thing.
You're still blood though, by the way.
Thank you.
Also, be aware of where you're facing when you shoot someone or free someone, because where you're facing is the direction they'll be knocked backwards from.
I'm going to drop Cauldron.
Excellent. Cauldron and feast time. Speaking of feasts, how are we doing on materials and whatnot? Okay, it looked like we were short on the Fanged Frenzy Tooth, or whatever the fuck it is. So, last expansion, we had a lot of WoW rich people, and we had a vendor that made buying shit easy, but we don't have either of those so much this time around. So contributions are encouraged for just the ingredients, Keep, when you're out doing your world quest, keep your meat chunks, whatever the hell it's called, and stringy loin. And when you're doing your world quest and you see pools for the Fangtooth Frenzied or the Red Tail whatevers, pick them up and bring them with and dump them in the guild bank. Everybody back.
If you need a spot to farm those, just let me know and I can point you in the right area.
I got meat in my inventory right now.
Eric, do you want to pull or would you like me to pull?
You can pull Adam. That's cool. Which whatever you want to do, buddy.
No, I'm good. What do you want to do?
You can pull. I'll stay to his left if you want to. Like as we're looking, I'll stay on this side of him if you want to stay on the other.
Okay.
And Mark,
I'll drop my pillar once I get to the ad. I mean, I think it's way up on the right side. I think Eric and I, we know where to go for our big ads, but getting those initial pillars down is tricky.
I have a question about the big ads, Mark.
Yep, shoot.
Is the entire group gonna try to big happy pile in the back of the room?
Yes,
Or
we want
closer
a
to the back of the
big happy pile close to the back of the room that's staying spread out as they move there.
Yep. So Adam, you grab yours and you just take it to the big happy pile, and I'll get mine kind of close, but not close enough to where they buff each other until yours is dead.
Okay. I think it's 40 yards, so.
Yeah. As long as I stay up against the wall, it should be fine. So.
11 people don't have flasks, so
And
make sure you've got a flask and you drink it.
Which DPSer is coming to my ad to help with interrupts?
Addy will go and Haman will go in case one of us is dead.
Okay.
Icon has a second as well.
Ditto.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Levitate. Nice try. Or
3, 2,
Please don't put that on a
1.
you shouldn't have been levitated.
Which way?
Keep an eye on your range. Don't be on top of each other.
3, 2, 1.
Blast casting in 2. Blast casting.
3, 2, 1.
Blast casting in 2.
Which way?
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1.
Blast casting in 2. Blast
Which
casting.
way? 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast casting in 2.
Which way?
Blast casting. Yeah, did you get a little full?
3, 2,
To the tanks right, please.
Okay.
Blast casting in 2.
which way?
Blast casting.
3, 2,
Everybody grab my shards, and I've got a ton of stacks.
Blast casting in 2.
There's plenty of shards in the back, guys. You
3,
can't just follow the boss and pick up tank shards. It's gonna be a problem.
2, 1.
Blast casting in 2.
Phase change.
Transition.
Everybody get towards the back and don't be clumped up.
2, 1.
DPS doesn't matter, you just gotta shell up, get where you need to be at the correct distance.
Beam casting in 5.
And you just stack up like on one spot.
Watch your
Beam
step.
casting.
Everybody in one spot, otherwise their ads get everywhere. Like not close, but in one spot.
Next beam in 5.
Addy, take a step left, please.
Beam casting.
Okay.
Can we get Eric up, please?
Kill ads. Watch your step.
Beam casting.
Thought we were gonna bring the ad to the other side.
Fucking kidding me.
Oh, I didn't
Watch
stick
your
with
step.
that.
Beam casting.
Work on cleaning up the ads anyway. Nope, never mind. We're changed. Find an orb.
3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1.
Don't knock people out. Find an orb.
Watch
We're
where.
wiping. Stand in the orbs, please. Don't knock us out.
Thanks.
You should kill the ads anyway, so that's what I was doing.
If we all go get mind controlled, then everyone gets or doesn't take durability damage. Who's staying in range of Eric?
Addy and Haman.
I meant on the healing side of
Oh, excellent question.
He died twice in a row. Volunteers in the healing channel.
I can.
Okay.
Excellent.
You and I'll do it, Tam.
Yeah.
Melee, a couple of quick notes. One is when we're moving and when you're near Mithrax in general, the orbs under him and in front of him aren't free. Avoid those. Also, keep an eye on your range meter. If somebody creeps into yours and isn't moving out, look for another place to step, because it may be they've got nowhere to go and they need everybody to kind of shift in one direction or the other so we can all stand free.
All right, so when we drop down, if you're facing the boss, I'm gonna go to the right of him. If you want to be on the left, or either opposite.
Whichever. We just all have to, during intermission, you and I need to go get closer to Eric so that he is always in range of us.
So as we're looking at him now, I'll be off to the left side.
Yep.
During intermission.
Okay.
Quick question. Adam, as soon as your ad drops, tell me so I can drag the other ad towards
Will
everybody.
do. Yeah, I was darting over. I saw you go down, so I was trying to pick up your guy.
Oh yeah, no problem. Just so we know what to do for next time.
And we do want all the range to stack in melee. Everybody, if we're all in one spot, all the extra visions are really close, and you guys, all your DPS goes way up because you can AoE the crap out of them.
Yep, this isn't a situation where you can get just close enough to hit the mob and then stop moving. You've got to get close.
Hey, Mark or Addy,
That
if
was
you
a
notice
serious
he's gonna,
love
because
video.
there are 3 of us on my ad, there's a chance he could blast us during the intermission. If you notice he's pointed at us, tell me so I can move, because it's hard for me to see with his big ass ad in my face and
Sure.
up against the wall.
Sounds good.
No problem.
Okay, one suggestion for that is tank so the wall is on your left or your right, so he's not in between you and the boss.
Oh, that's a good idea. Thanks.
It's a terrible idea.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Admiral needs to be knocked out.
Blast casting.
Thank you.
Ending. And now.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blood pain.
Blast casting 2.
Watch where.
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast casting 2.
Watch where.
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast casting in 2.
Watch way.
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast casting in 2.
Watch way.
Blast casting.
Do you want to move?
Melee's okay for now.
Melee's good.
3, 2, 1.
Blast casting in 2. Blast
Watch
casting.
3, 2, 1.
I somehow got an ass ton of stacks, and I don't know how.
Blast casting in 2.
Watch way.
Blast casting.
I'm caught under the boss.
Transition.
Star, right?
2, 1.
You've got. I'm still caught under the boss.
First beam in 5.
That's a danger of death grip.
Beam casting.
Watch your step.
I can't attack you, Eric.
Killads.
Yay for buggy fight.
Instantly dead.
Next beam in 5. Or not.
The big ads are buffed up.
Watch
Yeah.
your
You listen
step.
all dead, yes.
Yeah.
I was able to get him out by targeting him and spamming death grip, but when I got him out the first time, we were on top of each other and got hit by an orb.
So Eric got caught under the boss in one of the little void circles. Is that what happened?
Yeah, I was picking up orbs, and then somebody got hit with a thing, which stuck me. Bad luck.
Yeah, I couldn't death grip you either. It was weird.
During that transition, orbs spew out all over a little bit afterwards, so if you've got time before the ad shows up, you can follow the people. You can follow in the wake of the rest of the raid, and there should be a whole bunch of orbs on the floor.
So if that happens again, I'll try to drop a ring apiece. It should not affect the big boss because he's stuck there anyway. But it'll keep. It's a huge circle compared to the size of the void thing, so it should knock you out. I'm sorry, I was trying to tank my ad. And
May we have a closet, please?
Stone. Okay, good. It doesn't pull him anymore.
Fatty, did the summon go through?
Yeah.
Just making sure it's being a little weird on this side. Let us know when you're good to go and we'll drop a ready check.
If you heard it as a perfect. If he's still down and Icon, I or one other person has a flask.
I got flask, Cito, thanks.
Great.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Which way?
Blast casting.
After you move for the weights, do remember to move back.
Next blast casting in 2.
Which way?
Blast casting.
Adding a sphere in the back.
3, 2, 1.
Blast casting.
Sorry, no, I didn't mean to die.
Which way? 3, 2, 1. 1.
Blast casting into.
Which way?
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1.
Crazy.
Seeing a lot of double orbs.
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1.
Blast casting into.
Which
Blast
way?
casting.
Tank strafe right a little bit.
2, 1. Which way?
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1.
Blast casting into.
Phase change.
Transition.
There's a lot of orbs on the not Eric wall. And there's a bunch over there, just go grab them. Never mind, you're clear, I'm just talking uselessly.
Hey, Mark, can you yank
Next
me
beam
when you
in
get a chance?
2.
Repeat that.
Can you yank me,
casting.
please?
Yanku?
Daddy yank. I need to get to where you are.
Relax.
Thank you.
Watch your step.
Bumpers
Beam
that's dead.
casting.
First dad's down. Wait for it to come over here, so we stay
Watch your
stacked.
step.
It's too late
Beam
again.
casting.
Killads. Watch your step.
A lot of people got caught in that
You
one.
gotta be, yeah.
I can't even see where the circle is.
Watch your step.
Everybody hop in an orb, we're 2 dead.
Phase change. 2, 3, 1.
So was the group trying to move to the second big ad?
Yeah, don't
Yep,
move to it.
most people all moved over there.
Yeah, it dropped a circle right on top of them.
Yeah,
There
because when
shouldn't
you're
be
all
any more void orbs during that phase, I thought.
Well, it's a thing.
It wasn't
Yep.
even the beam that got us, it was the orb.
Yeah, the small ads are up. By the time the first ad dies, the small ads are up. So everyone should be just killing the small ads while the second big ad comes over. And then when he's over, then we start killing it. We shouldn't almost have to move almost at all.
Yeah, but I was
What thing we
focused on
gotta-
avoiding the beam, not killing anything.
Yeah, you got to shift for the beam. That's about it.
For the second big ad, I think he got a void thing off. If when we're moving, make sure our interrupters are staying on top of that because that void bolt thing really hurt.
Okay.
And if we need to peel off a couple extra interrupters to come help while it's moving, maybe we can do that. I don't know.
It shouldn't be a big
Or not.
deal. I was down with. I didn't have my ranged interrupt anymore, so I couldn't hit him. But it really shouldn't be a big deal. I'll try to save my ranged interrupt if at all possible.
While the raid is gathered, killing the first ad and killing the first big ad and then the other ads, and the other ads are up, and you're blowing them up, also interrupt them and stun them and make them stop killing the raid, please.
Let's go, man. More. We
Here.
need you, buddy.
I clicked it.
Countdown.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Three, two, one.
Beam impending. Beam casting.
3, 2, 1.
Beam impending.
Watch
Beam
way.
casting.
3, 2, 1.
Beam impending.
Wow.
Beam casting.
3, 2, 1.
Beam impending.
Watch way.
Beam casting.
Okay, so I just didn't get any heals running that out.
3, 2, 1. Watch way.
Beam casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Beam impending.
Watch way.
Beam casting.
3, 2, 1.
Beam impending.
Right behind.
Watch way.
Beam casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Phase change.
Transition. Sin stuck in an orb back. Thank you.
2, 1.
Don't break people out during transition.
Hop in a trap. Finish this up.
Watch your step.
Fatty wasn't alone in getting low to 0 health when he was running a rune out.
On that, I want to say we need healers spread out like around the back of the room because on the side where I am, where melee is, there is a lack of heals in that area. Toward the back of the room.
I have many,
All right,
many
as
wares.
I face him, since I'm following Eric, I'm going to take front left. Makati, if you could take front right, so you're in melee range, and then the holy priests, the two holy priests, can take the mid.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Sorry, I know I'm kicking you off your side.
That last one was more frustrating than usual with purple circles popping up everywhere I went.
Some of the earlier attempts we had Makasi with us, but I don't know, it just feels like if Makasi is not standing there, like in that clump gets smacked.
Most of that room, except for the far end of it, is in range of us.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hit Addy out in the back. Thank you.
Beam impending.
Watch
Beam
wave.
casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Chubbs has in there.
Beam in 2.
Watch
Beam
wave.
casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Watch wave.
Wow.
3, 2, 1.
Beam in 2.
Watch
Beam
wave.
casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Beam in 2.
Got a lot of
Watch wave.
Beam casting.
Who's on Fatty?
3, 2, 1.
We need to move now.
Tank straight to your left, please.
What's going on?
There's no orb for the tanks up there. Like I cannot find any, and I'm running all around trying to find them.
And an A.
I'm not sure what happened why Eric fell over the first time, but
I didn't catch a heal for quite a while.
Watch wave.
Well, we got 5 healers above 15k HPS. There's a lot of incoming damage. I didn't have range of view when you called specifically for heals. I think we're doing. I mean, we're learning and we're going to do the best we can.
Yeah,
if you guys
people
have your range meter
specifically calling for heals is really not helpful in this.
Guys, get your range meter up, range 5 up. I mean, you really got to be staying spread a little bit. And I'm watching Melee yoink the tanks things. I mean, please don't do that.
Why are you getting Sphere and Melee? It's random.
No, he's talking about the gumdrops.
The green orbs.
Yep.
Hey, should we add another healer while we're learning this to make it a little less bump? That's way too many healers, but Mark Fibs, it's really your call.
We'll see if it eases it until we figure out what we're doing.
Yeah, most DPS shouldn't need orbs at all until the transition. During the transition, 100 billion orbs spawn, and we can easily clear our stacks.
What do you mean?
Good.
Manmar, what do you mean you refuse to run orbs?
I will run orbs. I'm just talking what Rackmar's talking about. I'm trolling Rackmar.
You cannot run the orbs and die. It's fine.
Yeah,
Well,
trolling Rackmar when we're trying to discuss strats isn't necessarily the best.
That's why I'm typing it.
Okay, yes, as Arch was saying, Melee, if you're playing perfectly, you're not going to have stacks. And when you get hit by things, stacks will appear. You'll get stacks and the green orbs will appear. Mostly it's on you to, in addition to not standing in the orbs and not standing too close to anybody and being in range of the boss, also not running through those things very much, especially not closest to the tanks. All right, let's give it another go.
Who's ready? Check completed.
Doesn't look like it. Fastest ready check ever.
Yeah, that was fast.
5, 4,
I think people want us to stop talking.
2, 1.
Not me.
I always want you to stop talking, though.
It's painful. Don't make me break down another power
2,
point.
1.
First blast inbound.
Which way?
Blast cast.
Three, two, one. Which way?
Blast
I
casting.
see.
Three, two, one.
Blasting 2.
Which way?
Blast cast.
We shift him.
Yes, tanks shift to your right.
Blast casting 2.
Which way?
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast casting 2.
Which way?
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast casting 2.
Which way?
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast casting 2.
Which way?
Blast casting.
Phase change.
Transition.
But not on top of each other. Keep your.
There we go.
Star guys.
Okay, so you got to move down there, but you can't be clumped up. I don't even know what that was.
What was that?
What just
Wasn't even a
killed me?
beam.
Crashing Oblivion?
Crashed Oblivion.
Watch your step.
Yeah, we
Oh,
knocked
that's when
3
people
people out at
get
the same time. So the entire raid took 75,000 damage in a second.
Whoa.
Plus an additional 30 from transition, so that's lethal.
So we said at the end of the last attempt, and we're saying it again, don't knock those people out immediately. They have to be knocked out eventually, but we can't all be grabbing everybody at once because then we all die.
I have many lucky doos you like.
Guys, complaining about frost mages icing things, also not helpful. They can't help it. It's not worth complaining about.
So they shouldn't be hitting people in orbs then.
Or not, it's just a
They
cleave that
splash.
happens automatically.
You can. That's totally free. Subject forever.
Alright. Alright, I'll keep in mind that breaking CC is no longer a subject that can be complained about.
I might just call you to summon, though. If you didn't get him already.
I'm ready now, Mark. I just had to do the stupid spec swap for the right buffs.
Or summoning in person.
Quick, please.
Alright, tanks, count it down.
I need fort.
I don't care.
Get here on time.
5,
I'm good, Uldir, thank you.
3,
Harsh
2,
to that.
1. Three, 2, 1.
First blast. Casting 2.
Which way?
Blast casting. Down the middle.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Next blast. Casting 2.
Which way?
Blast casting down the middle again.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Next cast blasting in 2.
Watch
Last
way.
casting.
3, 2, 1.
Next casting 2.
Watch way.
Last casting.
3, 2,
Let's shift right, Eric. When you
Go
get
after our top.
when you
Last
count, yep.
casting in 2.
Watch way.
Last casting in the middle.
3, 2, 1.
He's about to yell at the blue square.
1.
Last casting in 2.
Watch way.
Last casting in the middle.
3, 2, 1.
Last casting in 2.
Watch way.
Last casting.
Phase change.
Transition.
Keep spread, keep spread, keep spread.
3, 2, 1.
Stop hitting the fucking boss. Get where you need to be.
Yeah, there's a ton of people over here by my ad, which is not the right place to be.
Beam casting. Ad's coming up now.
Stack.
Beam casting.
That's set blue. No, it's not. I'm wrong.
I got this in.
Watch your step.
Beam
Take
casting.
neck.
Kill ads.
Next beam in 2.
Watch your step.
Beam casting.
Little ads down that are spread out there.
Watch your step.
Beam casting.
Finished up the ads.
Next beam in 5.
Guys, stop running towards the boss if there's an ad you're passing. Kill the ad.
3, 2, 1.
Anybody else see the lag spike there?
Next beam in 2.
Watch way.
Beam casting in the middle.
3, 2, 1.
Next beam in 2.
Watch
Beam casting in the middle.
3, 2,
Jump in a trap orb.
2, 1.
Okay, so that was our smoothest transition out of that phase, and I realized that people got excited and wanted to go back to killing the boss, but you can't all beeline back to the boss. You've got to finish your responsibilities on the far side of the room, which are not getting clumped up and killing the ads. And then you can move back while not getting clumped up.
Can I ask
Yes.
a quick question, Mark?
Yeah.
So, you guys had the big pile pretty much right where Valcort's ad spawns as opposed to the back of the room, so it would have taken me forever to get my ad over there because I didn't realize it.
Okay, yeah, we need to put a marker down where we want that center to be.
Yeah.
There's rocks down, but a mammoth is on top of it.
As soon as he switches back to stage 1, he can start dropping the trap orbs again. So we need to spread out while we're finishing the ads off.
Quick question. Once we go back to after the ads are all dead, we go back to the same thing we started with. Was it? I pulled him back where he was in the same cubby. Is that okay? Or
The very beginning, yeah, that's where you should pull in.
okay, that's where I got him. So I just felt like I was out of range. I popped my big cooldown because I think I zoomed out of range of everybody.
Yeah, you can't. Yes, go back there, but don't outrange the healers.
Okay.
I think the red is in the correct place for people to gather around.
So that red, so I've got a yellow pillar down where my ad spawns on my side. That's where I need to pick him up. It's helpful for me. Do you need me to drag him to the middle pillar?
Yes,
Start
that's the
with?
plan.
Okay, all right. So everybody kind of get over by yellow there when the ad drops, and then we're gonna move to the back of the room. And then, but we won't.
Everybody
so
should be moving towards the red pillar, and you're just going to bring the boss over.
Wait, the boss or the
big
ad?
ad.
The big ad.
Okay, gotcha.
Another note: when we're in the intermission, the orbs aren't spawning, so we can all be tumped really tightly to kill the ad. So these small ads are really tight, and we can slaughter them. We don't need to be spread out. We just need to be able to move when a laser beam comes in.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Three, 2, 1.
First blast in 2.
Watch way.
Blast casting in the middle.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Next blast in 2.
Watch way.
Blast casting.
I'm stuck in this here. Come on, thank you.
3, 2, 1.
Next blast. Casting in 2. Blast casting.
Watch way. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Next blast in 2.
Watch way.
Blast casting in the middle.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Next blast in 2.
Watch way.
Blast casting in the middle.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Next blast casting in 2.
Watch way.
Blast casting.
We can get him moved from melee.
3.
You're going to go the other way. We're blocked on this side.
Yeah, there's orbs all around, but
Phase change.
Transition.
Put in the orb.
Go to red X.
Don't-
They spread out.
2, 1.
Not on the big ad. Get to the red X. Watch your distance. Guys, the boss takes no damage when he does that. Get to the red X.
We got a bunch of people clumped up there.
Watch your step.
I'm at the red X.
Madness up.
Beam towards
Beam in
the
5. Beam impending. Beam casting.
Watch
Too close.
they're too close.
I thought it was down. I thought it was down. It's my bad.
Collapse.
New madness. Beam in 2.
Watch your
Beam
step.
casting.
Okay, it's dead.
So it's half the raid.
Beam in 2.
Watch your
Beam
step.
casting.
Stop
Eric, you're not
healing.
taking
Finish
all
the
that
wipe.
much damage
Stand in
for
the.
that. Tam, would you want to go back?
Stop healing. Stand in the beams. Finish the wipe.
Phase change.
Please continue, George.
Sorry, I was just going to say Eric's not taking all that much damage from the ad. Tamara, if you want to go stand with the group at the X.
Yep.
Your puddle is probably more useful over there.
Yep.
When you hear me plaintively beg people to keep getting to the red X, it's because I'm standing on the ad where I'm supposed to be, and I see people stop to cast at the boss, and it's needless because he takes reduced damage when he's doing the thing, and it's you're in the wrong spot. The responsibilities for that phase are stay spread and get to your spot if you're not the tank that's picking up the ads or one of the helpful interrupters.
Hey, Mark, I think just me and Addy can handle the interrupts on the ad.
Okay.
Honestly.
We'll leave it for that then. You and Addie are going to be on blue.
Okay.
Can we use comms to call it interrupts?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
How about we'll have a plan going in. Addy, plan on doing the first interrupt.
Sounds good.
Cool. That way we don't both hit it and waste burner interrupts.
Yeah.
The tank might be better to grab it because he has to wait till you engage it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
If he doesn't start casting it for like 10 or 12 seconds, it's really not.
Yeah.
Quick question about that last phase. Is the X going to be on the south side of the room?
Yes.
Were we going to the east side of the room before?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm leaving the yellow pillar down because it helps me know exactly where that ad's going to pop up. But don't meet up there, meet up on X.
Brehan Manmar.
We don't get the orbs during that phase, so it's okay if we all clump up on X. The issue is moving out of the laser beam. Alright, tanks on you.
Okay, Manmore, are you good?
Manmore's ready.
I readied, I think.
It's like showing up away, so.
That's weird.
Maybe during the break, update your add-on.
Yeah, I might not add it. I might not update.
3, 2, 1.
Blasting 2. Blast cast. Center.
3, 2, 1.
Blasting 2.
Watch way.
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1.
Ah,
Blasting
General
2.
Dragon's kind of thing.
Watch way.
Blast casting.
Left side of the boss. Thank you, I'm out.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I couldn't get you before that because you're iced up.
Blasting 2.
Watch way.
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1.
Blasting 2.
Watch
Blast casting center.
3, 2, 1.
Blasting 2.
I'm moving the boss after the shoot.
Watch way.
Blast casting center.
3, 2, 1.
Blasting 2.
Watch way.
Blast casting.
3, 2. Phase change.
Transition.
Blood pain! Move!
Beam cooldown. Hitting in 5. First beam in 3.
That's main circle.
Watch your
Beams casting.
He has 2 plus.
Madness in 3.
Relax.
Beam in 5.
First ad down, don't get beamed. That big ad is coming to us.
Watch your
Beam casting.
Get those ads down. Small ads.
Kill ads.
Beam casting. Beam casting.
Watch your step. Phase change.
Be spread, don't get caught in orb. Finish the ads.
Your stacks. Can.
Blast will be casting in 2. Blast casting. We still have lots of madness up. I see 3 people afflicted with it.
Stand in orbs, finish the wipe.
Three, two, one.
Plan's starting
I
to
think
come
that's
together. We
where-
got more visions down. Just need to clean it up.
I think Mark's point of in the transition back, until you see no more purple tendrils attacking players, we gotta keep off the boss because that does a massive amount of damage throughout the
Many
raid.
kills for a friend of the Grumbles, like you.
I noticed there was a lot of damage to players when we were killing the big ads. Was that just outgoing damage we can't stop?
Those.
I wonder if
What's this?
there was a giant spike there. I wonder if 3 people got broken out at the same time.
We did have 3 people broken out at the very beginning of the phase there.
We're going to take a break and meditate on how we're going to change our personal goals to align with the raid goals.
Haman, I moved X a little bit farther away from the other ad so that, yeah, I guess it was just barely too close. The ads did empower for a couple seconds.
Thank you.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'm going to not move quite as close as I did, and that way it's not
Okay.
an issue if you have to get out of a beam.
Yeah.
That's an easy cleanup on our part. I just won't really move him until you say he's getting low or move him in. So Adam, I'll just wait for your call.
I tweaked the marker about 5 or 6 yards, but yeah, so I'm gonna try to shoot for getting right on the X every time, but
I was trying to cheat it and get him close enough to where it's quicker
Gotcha.
to get him in, right? But
Gotcha,
honestly, it's not worth getting them empowered, so I'll just wait for your call.
Yep, sounds good.
Yep.
Man, New England's all over Kansas City today. Very sad.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
AFK check.
Cauldron time.
And feast.
Sorry, I'm here.
Impressively,
I
everyone
forgive you.
actually is here and not the capital city.
Cauldron's down. Get a cauldron. Okay, so there's something called Oblivion Veil. You'll note it reduces damage taken by Mithrax by 99%. So I want you to imagine that you're driving a car around the F train, and the train is going at 100% or 100 miles an hour. And then the veil goes up. It's going at 1 mile an hour. It's not worth your time. Get off and go to the red X.
I'll be quicker, but I was drain lifing because I was almost dead.
Can we have more health stones, incidentally? Do we have any other things to address?
Don't waste the cauldron.
Oh crap! I forgot to grab a thing. Someone life grift me up.
Who was that?
That's DM being a dummy.
Got one for you. Hold on.
What's new?
Thank you. I got one.
Cinder
Thank
life
you.
gripped you up, and then I tried to life grip you out of his taint.
All right, let's get this going before I have an aneurysm or something.
Cauldron is still up.
I grabbed an extra already just to make sure it didn't go to
Gone.
waste.
There we go.
Man, more grab an extra. You need one? Let me know.
I wound up using 2 because I went to trade it, and trade was closed just as I clicked on it, so I double consumed.
Chubs.
Is there somebody missing a flask? Or not?
Let's go.
Chubbs might be. He's seems
Chubbs is
AFK.
missing a flask and food. Okay, we're going, I guess.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blasting 2.
Watch
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1.
Blast casting in 2.
Watch way.
Blast casting center.
3, 2, 1.
Blast in 2.
Watch way.
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1.
Tanks, when it's time for you to shuffle, it will be to your left, I believe.
Blast in 2.
Watch way.
Blast casting.
There's a lot of stuff on the left too, I think. We'll go right.
3, 2, 1.
Move it after the shear, Eric.
Blast in 2.
Watch way.
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1.
Blast in 2.
Watch way.
Blast casting. Center.
3, 2, 1.
Blast in 2.
Watch way.
Blast casting.
Phase change.
Transition.
X.
Don't clump.
Minor.
Now we can clump.
Knock Addy out, please. I need to
Beam
help
5.
Derek.
Who are your sacks, guys?
Beam casting.
Watch your step.
Get the next one at us.
Yep.
Vision's up in 2. Vision's live.
Raid, kill the ads, Eric, bring it over.
Beam in 5.
Watch your
Beam
step.
casting.
Kill ads.
Beam in 2. Beam
Watch your
casting.
step.
Valkor's stuck in a sphere. A bad charge.
Beam in 2. Beam casting. Next stage transition happening. Clear
Don't
ads.
clump up.
Finish.
Watch your range.
Finish all the things. Finish all the things.
2, 3, 2, 1.
Move back in position. Watch your range.
Blast casting.
Everyone took all the orbs, so I have 32 stacks.
There's tons
Off
of
to your left.
You got time, there's a bunch still around. There's a bunch.
I have 10.
Grabs.
To your left. Go to your left.
Right in front of you now.
There's somewhere.
Blast casting.
Way.
Get Eric up at 23.
3, 2, 1.
He's already back up.
That works too.
Those ones to my left were Valkyrie
Blast in 2.
shear.
All right, we got a couple people dead.
Blast casting center.
Use Nova in the thing.
We got a couple people dead. When do you want to lust?
Blast in 2.
Watch where?
Blast casting.
I'm gonna get a double share if you don't taunt here.
3, 2, 1.
I spawned a 2 for you.
Thank you.
Blast in
I'll
2.
get them as soon as I can.
Watch where?
Blast casting.
2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
If we can move him when you have a chance.
Blast in 2.
Watch where?
Blast casting center.
Hey, we got guys dead. It's only probably the chance we have.
3,
Get them up.
2, 1.
Blast in 2.
Watch
Blast
where?
casting.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, so the tank. Okay, we got to work on
3,
position.
2, 1.
I think Eric, we can't get this close
Blast
to the wall.
casting.
Watch where? Phase change.
Him going live.
Spread out.
Come on, go get on. Yep, on it. Orange square. Okay.
Beam in 5. Beam casting.
I need an inner.
You got a big
Sorry.
ass here?
We're that
Okay.
beam is really tricky. I cannot see that shit while I'm taking that ad. Since everybody's standing on us, it's gonna zap us most of the time. When we're pulling around the edge, let's try not to get him quite as tight up against the wall because you just can't see anything. And when you gotta go run around and get the orbs, it's too hard.
So
That's just fine. We can keep them out a little. And Eric's about to tell us about not picking up orbs because that's killing our tanks.
Yeah, that's one thing. B, please, at no point when you're DPSing, stand behind blue square or yellow star because you're going to get them to shoot through us. We don't have a whole lot of room to move. That makes it really difficult. I got hit twice because I have DPSers standing behind me, and he aims at them. I can't stand in front of him when Adam's in front of him. If I'm in front of him, I will get sheared as well. That was the issue the first pull. So I have to be off to his side, which means you have to not be standing on top of me or behind me. I know that it's tight, but if we need to move him, we'll move him. But you can't stand behind yellow star or blue square, period.
I'm wondering, do we just move him on a schedule? Because even if there's one orb in the melee, one of the only places melee can go to avoid things is going to be into him, and we're going to have to pick up orbs. It's just there's nowhere else to go. So if we just every time you guys get every taunt change, maybe move them over a small pie slice.
We can do that. I mean, I don't know the way I'm going to move him that much because he's really big. He's hard to move. Like we have to go way farther
Yeah.
than you would think to get him to actually budge.
Yep.
Hey Eric, on that last one, I am super mobile. You can take some of my orbs if you're gonna die. I can go zoom out and go get stuff from elsewhere. So
Yeah, I didn't
in that
grab
case,
them
I
'cause
think
I
I was
knew those
telling
were
you
your
to take my
orbs.
orbs.
Okay.
I should have been more explicit, but yeah, if you're gonna die or you got over 20, just grab a couple of mine. I'll go zoom out and go get from elsewhere.
Yeah. And so I have a slight suggestion for phase 2 when we're all clumped up. So when we're all clumped up, he's going to be doing his obliteration blasts. If everyone is legitimately all clumped up, you should know exactly where the blast is going, which means if everybody moves 10 feet in one direction, you'll be out of the blast. So it should be really easy to make sure nobody gets blasted. If you're spread out during that phase, it's hard to tell where he's going to shoot it, and then you don't know where to move. Does that make sense?
It's going to be like Varimathras and Antorus. We're going to move back and forth.
Yes.
And that's all it is.
But if again, that means everybody lottie dottie, like inside each other's frames. You don't need to be. Even the way we're like most of us are clumped around this food is too far spread apart. It should be one big pile with 28 names in it, right?
What's the command to type to get a rangefinder?
/ range space, whatever you want the range to be.
And 5 is
5 for 5 yards.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there is. If you're wondering what it was, it's that the boss stops dropping orbs at 20%.
We're all ready. Brad is sitting this one out.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna kick King X out for now. Or Monkinyu. He had to take a call. He ran. Thank you. Okay, we're all ready. Here we go.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Three, 2, 1.
Blast
Rack's
cast.
back.
Which way? 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast into 2.
Which way?
Blast cast.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast into 2. Blast cast.
Which way? 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Holy shit, I just spawned all these orbs for the tank.
Blast into 2.
Which way?
Blast casting center.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Do you want to move?
Blast into 2.
Yeah, go ahead.
Shuffle to your right.
Which way?
Blast cast.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast into 2.
Which
Blast cast.
Is that better for the wall, Adam?
Yeah, much better.
I have to move him further to do it, but if it's better positioning, then we're good.
Blast into
So
2.
much easier to see stuff.
Which way?
Blast casting center.
3, 2, 1. Move to start. 2.
That was too many people out of the orb trap at once.
Phase change.
Transition. Stay spread, please.
Healers are behind you, not knock anybody out.
3, 2, 1.
Please don't grab all those orbs. I'm gonna need some of them.
Beam. Impending beam casting.
Relax. Watch your step.
Beam casting.
Is there a reason he's getting volleys off?
Watch your step.
Because of his location.
Beam casting.
Beam cutting half this off.
One that you'll snarkily agree with? Probably not.
Ed said.
Watch your step.
Beam casting.
Ah.
Watch your step.
Beam casting.
Bad volley. There.
Phase change.
Yeah, that
I
means you're
interrupted the first one, but he still casted it. So
If the yellow ad got some off, it's because the beam just slammed us over and over again. We were moving the whole time.
He got some off you before the beams.
Hey, for the volleys, is there any reason why we don't kind of split the raid up in half, spread them out, and do both the big ads at once?
That we got it handled.
Yes, there is.
Well, the main reason you don't split the raid up is you're gonna have ads all over the place. Now you could have some people that are ranged that have ranged interrupts could interrupt either side. It's not just melee who can do interrupts, right? So,
But I mean, you and Addy have the second one handled, right?
yeah, he got one off that time, but it was already after a lot of people were down. So,
But I mean, there's the other one should be no problem because there's like a billion people that can interrupt.
all the ranged are
But-
attacking too.
If, When he's getting beamed, melee can't get in close enough to interrupt it.
Yes, but all the range should be attacking him too, and they have some interrupts. So interrupt. I mean, I'm not incorrect. Hunters have an interrupt, and mages have an interrupt, right?
Well, yes.
Okay.
You are not
One observation: when we moved him this time, and you guys were experimenting with moving him farther, I think a lot of the raid got bunched up because the melee were moving, and I don't think that all the range swung around and reoriented themselves. I'm guessing it's range. I don't actually know. I didn't catch the names. But based on where the range hang out for most of the raid, and then where the boss was moved, they're now in a different position, even though they haven't taken a step.
But we didn't really move him farther away. He's just not as tucked into the wall. But I get your point.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
First blast into.
Which way?
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast into.
Hey, Arch, I want you to do something for me. Next time the beam comes up, I want you to use your Paladin shield and stand in it.
Shield of Vengeance or the other one?
Vengeance. The other one will immune it.
Blast into.
Which way?
He's up. Blast casting.
Now I gotta get better at getting out of the way, not picking him up.
Hope doesn't prevent it. Never mind.
Now there's orbs for tanks.
Blast into.
A lot of orbs up in you.
Blast casting. Center.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
You want to move next?
Blast into.
Yeah, move him.
Which way?
Blast casting.
There's a lot of stuff to his right.
Yeah, don't go too far.
Okay, so this
There's
better.
stuff over here too, yeah.
Blast into.
Which way?
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1. Move to start. 2, 1.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Blast casting.
Thank you, Ragnar.
Transition. Beam in 5.
You got first, Addy?
Sure.
No, I already got it.
Sorry, I was trying to
Beam
get
casting.
Mattis go out, but I couldn't hit him.
I don't have any. Okay, there you go. You got that.
I
one.
have.
Sweet. I'll get
Madness inbound now. Beam cooldown, 5 seconds. Beam in 2.
That's dead.
Beam
Bring
casting.
the ad back.
Watch your step.
Right at the main group.
Kill ads.
Beam in 2. Beam
Watch your
casting.
step.
Big ad down.
Beam in 2.
Rackmart's no good, I'm stuck.
Beam casting.
Got nailed by it.
Phase change.
At this
Transition
point in the
two.
fight, if you have a cooldown to eat a beam, please consider it. It will generate
Oblivion
more
Sphere
orbs.
spread.
Blast in 2. Blast casting.
3, 2, 1.
Blast in 2.
Watch wave.
Blast casting center.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
I went through it twice. Be careful.
Blast in 2.
Watch wave.
Blast casting center.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Watch wave.
Blast casting. Symbol active. For hope healers.
1, 3, 2, 1.
Stand in the traps. Finish the wipe.
Oh, okay.
Watch wave. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2.
I think that was the smoothest transition we've had so far.
Yes, we need more DPS though, because we're falling behind.
I have many lucky doos you like. Good fortune to our friends.
All right, here come the Chiefs. One touchdown's going to make all the difference. Go win.
The Chiefs?
Chiefs are playing New England on Monday night on Sunday Night Football.
Wait, what night?
Sunday night.
Oh shit! I thought you said Monday night. I was like, no.
I
that's
did
when
at
the-
first, then I realized that no, it's not Monday.
Monday night is when the best team in the NFL is playing. Packers.
I wish the Niners were the best team in football. They are my team, though. They could have had a good season.
Best team in football is the Browns.
Hush your mouth.
The Rams still are undefeated.
Sad.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Still mad at
One.
the Rams.
They're trying.
I'm from St. Louis. They left for money.
They've left 5 different cities for money at this point.
Blast in 2.
Watch wave.
Blast casting. Center.
2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast in 2. Blast
Watch
casting.
wave. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, General Draft needs out.
1.
Right on the edge. Thank you.
Blast in 2. Blast casting. Blast in 2.
Which way?
Blast casting center.
3, 2, 1.
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast casting in 2.
Which way?
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1.
Blast casting in 2.
Which way?
Blast casting.
Need to move, or are we good?
We're good. We're transitioning soon.
3, phase change.
Transition.
Wait for the orbs to go out, and then you can clump.
2, 1.
Now clump. Health stones if you need them.
Beam in 4. Beam
Shit,
casting.
I burned my interrupt too. I got the next one. I'm good.
Okay.
You got next, Teddy.
Yep.
Start bringing the ad over.
Big one's dead, kill the small.
Next beam in 5.
Don't run over all the spheres if you've got, less than 15 stacks.
Beam casting.
Kick it up.
Next madness in 2.
Killads.
Beam in 2.
Watch your
Beam
step.
casting. Beam in 3. Beam casting. Transition back in 2 seconds. Clear ads.
Phase change. 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1.
Get your range on. Beam in 2.
Which way?
Beam casting.
Sad down.
3, 2, 1.
Beam in 2.
Which way?
Beam casting.
3, 2,
Is this good enough, Adam, or do I need to move him some?
I think he's fine.
Maybe. Oh, he did.
1.
Beam impending.
Which way?
Beam casting.
3, 2, 1. We move to center. 1.
58 stats.
Beam in 2.
Resing me does no good.
Which way?
Beam casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Beam
Which
casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Beam in 2. Beam cast.
Which way? 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Symbol Y for healers.
Which way?
Beam casting.
2. Move to stay. 3, 2, 1.
Blast in 3. Blast casting.
Which way?
Eric, I'm standing in the blast so you can get some orbs.
1,
2.
3, 2.
Shaman, you've got a spectral walk thingy, stand in the beam and use it.
I'm just trying to get my stack. I
Which
was
Blast
fighting
casting center.
stacks, guys. This is
1. 3, 2, 1.
Tracy's stuck. If anyone can get her out.
Blast casting.
Finish the wipe.
1, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, Adam.
Yeah.
Be careful not to move right before he shears. You kind of caught me with a shear, which put me from like 20 stacks up to 40 plus. 20 stacks was manageable, but once I hit 40, I got nailed and I couldn't get enough orbs. So it's hard because we were trying to get him in a good spot. But that's what happened there. That's how my stacks got pretty high. He's got a really weird cone that he shears, and I try to cheat it and be on as close to as possible without getting sheared, so that melee has enough room. But if he gets moved at all a little bit, it'll hit me if I don't notice it, and I didn't notice it in time. So
Okay.
That beam wouldn't happen to be physical damage, would it?
no,
it's shadow. isn't it?
Shadow.
What's the name of the shaman cooldown? Ancestral something? Spectral something?
Astral spirit.
Ancestral shift.
Yeah.
Astral shift, that's it. So, shaman, when you hear tanks saying they've got no orbs and you're topped up on health, stand in front of a beam and hit astral shift.
It doesn't hit terribly hard. Any of the normal 40% DPS or health damage reductions will take care of it.
Yep, just about any damage reduction is fine. AMS is not.
It immunes you.
Yeah.
Should we just do it on cooldown?
If the raid health and your health is doing well, then yeah, eat one on cooldown. As long as you're not triggering a bubble next to somebody else. And you know what? Given that everybody else is moving out of the beam, it's safe for you. It's super safe for you to stand in front of the beam and not get orbed and hit your cooldown and give orbs to the ads. It's win-win.
Actually, shield may actually have less orbs. I don't know how to think about it.
Yeah, if it absorbs all the stuff, it might be.
Yeah, it's a pure absorb instead of a pure damage reduction. The pure damage reduction should be way better.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
First blast into. Blast casting center.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast into.
Which way?
Blast casting center again.
If DPS could kindly stop picking up the orbs I'm intentionally spawning, that would be fantastic.
Blast casting into.
Which way?
Blast casting center.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast into.
Which way?
Blast casting.
3, 2, 3, 2, 1.
Blast into.
Which way?
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast into.
Which way?
Blast casting.
3, One. 3, 2, 1.
Blasting 2.
Watch way.
Blast cast.
Phase change.
Transition.
Watch your spacing until the spheres hit.
3, 2, 1.
Spheres.
Watch your step.
Clump up.
Beam.
Don't stand in the beam, but clump up.
Madness inbound in 2.
Where was it?
Relax. Watch your step.
Beam. Casting.
I think we're stacking our things, Eric.
I've got the next one.
Beam cooldown up. Beam casting.
I can't see
Madness
his beam.
inbound.
Is our destroyer down?
Beam. Cooldown
we got
up.
it.
Beam casting.
Got that one.
Watch your step.
Beam casting.
Phase change.
Transition back. Clean up the ads.
2, 3, 1, 2, 1.
Gotta finish this big ad.
We gotta finish this big guy, guys.
Blast in 2.
Watch
Blast
way.
casting.
I thought we're dragging it over. We're waiting.
Nobody called out for it on time, and then it's really hard to move him.
I said Dan was dead.
I did
Yeah,
not hear it.
we called. All good.
Blast in 2. Blast
Watch
casting.
way.
My bad. I legitimately didn't hear you.
3, 2.
Hop in an orb, finish the wipe. We're making a change for the raid that's hanging out the back near X. There is now an X and a skull. We're going to alternate between X and skull, and if you're not on them, you're going to get hit by the beam.
That's a good change. If we got someone who can see it, just say move to X, move to skull.
Yeah,
if it's
Organ's
that
calling out the beam every time it comes. So every time the beam comes, move to the other pillar.
There's a chance it'll go to the other group, or to the.
Yeah, it's a very small
Eric's group.
chance it'll hit me.
Yeah, but shifting costs us nothing.
So as long as everyone does it, Sin just needs to say move or stay. Likely you're going to hear move. You need to know where you're moving from and to, and it's going to be between those 2 points. The less I have to say, the more vent is clear for everybody else.
Is it possible if I don't know if it's too hard if you say move to skull, move to X?
Gladly. If that would help people, I'd be glad to do it.
I think the clarity there would help, but if it's too tricky, I understand because I can't see shit up against that wall with that ad.
No problem. It'll be moving to skull, moving to X.
We're killing atoms first, right?
Yes, we're killing atoms first. I don't want to.
I was just gonna say, can Adam? Can you call when it's dead so you can call for the?
He has been.
I did.
I
last
just,
time I've ended
I
up-
honestly just didn't hear it. It's my bad. So.
But yeah, I will say, I've been saying big ad is dead, but I can say something else if you want. Say general drafts ad is dead or
It's
whatever you
cool.
want me to
Eric
say.
didn't hear it. We're
Yeah.
He'll hear it. We're overcomplicating this.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blasting 2.
Watch
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1.
Blasting 2.
Watch
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blasting 2.
Watch way.
Blast casting center.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blasting 2.
Watch way.
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blasting 2.
Watch way.
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blasting 2.
Watch way.
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1. 3. Phase change.
Transition. When we clump, we'll be starting at X.
Oblivion Sphere and 2 be spread. Now you can clump up. Get to X.
Get to X, please.
Don't run over all
First
these orbs.
beam in 5.
I got first.
Everybody on X if you're not on the other one. On X, on X, on X, on X.
That's literally where the beam went.
Exactly.
That's where it's going to go. That's how it
You got
fucking
X,
works. We're on X. It gets set to cast. We move, then it casts.
Big Ed's dead.
Alright.
Everyone can clump on X, please.
Watch your step.
We're moving to Skull. It might take a couple. It's just going to take a little bit to get.
Focus the big guys so we get less and less little ads.
Move to X.
Watch your step.
In casting, move to Skull. Sorry, my calls need to get. I need to improve that to where I'm preempting it.
Phase change. 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1.
Everybody hop in trap.
Watch way. 3, 2, 1. 3.
Many deals for a friend of the Grummles. Like you.
Yes, Shy, thank you. I apologize, guys. I'm getting short with people, partially because people want to argue during the encounter, and once we start that poll, you can contribute things that need immediate changes, or you can shut the fuck up and follow the plan.
So what we want to do, I'll improve my calls to where it's probably going to be hard for me to. I can say that the beam will be casting in 2, and I'm probably going to have to call move. I think it's overloaded my brain to be understanding where I'm at, watching the DBM timer, healing, and calling where we're moving from in 2.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to be on one of the colors, and a DBM warning goes out. So if you don't hear the move, there's going to be a big text flashing across your screen saying the beam's coming. And as soon as that message goes up, you're moving because the cast is beginning.
there's literally a very low likelihood that it's not going to be targeting you. If we're doing what we should be doing, there's a 1 in 30 chance it's not going to be hitting us. Okay, 1 in.
If you look at the boss, it looks like a cat's butthole is what it comes out of.
It's one of those. Whatever. Let's do another poll.
It is just one thing about this that doing it this way, everybody is going to be moving, and the snare beams are going to make it somewhat more complicated.
Ideally, they're all going to be clumped up close, and they're going to get cleaved the fuck down.
1.
First blast into
Which way?
blast casting center.
3, 2, 1.
Blast into
Which way?
blast casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast into
Which way?
blast casting center.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast into
Which way?
Melee, try to avoid the balls under the boss. The room to stand between them.
It's more than try. Absolutely avoid them.
blast casting impending. Blast casting center.
Sai, you needed to move.
Blast into
Crazy out. She's got
Which way?
blast casting.
Phase change.
Transition. We'll be clumping on X to start.
Watch your range until the orbs go out. Orbs in 2.
Clump on X. Beam in 5. Get to X. Beam casting. Stay.
You got next, Daddy?
Yep.
Stay on X.
Watch your step.
Beam.
Moving the ad over.
You got dead.
See, my cooldown shows it's coming up now.
Watch your step.
Beam.
My whole screen froze.
Kill ads.
It's so irritating. Sorry, guys. Sometimes the beam happens without the cooldown.
You can't do everything, Sin.
Watch your step.
I tell myself that on Friday nights alone with a box of Kleenex.
A PowerPoint might help, actually.
True.
Is
I
Tamara
want a
giving you a
PowerPoint.
look right now?
Yes. It's
I
the
thought she
scotch.
might be.
Yeah. Was that a pity res, Shy? I think that was.
I generally do it every time I land, just for people that don't want to walk off the cliff.
Ooh, 10-minute break. Fancy.
Is that intentional?
I
You're the
don't
one who
know.
did it.
Sent by Dayon.
How did I do it? Break
It is break time though.
I'm gonna cancel that and put a 5-minute, or are we gonna go 10?
It's already done.
Oh, you know,
Alright.
I was trying to type in the officer channel and must have just fat fingered the command somehow.
I'm going to go pet my cat for 5 minutes.
Is that a euphemism?
It should be.
Probably takes longer than 5 minutes.
Are those 5 minutes internal?
Are they internal or external minutes?
Well, time goes slower when you're in motion, right?
What are those raid runes called? Where he gives you a buff for a boss?
Vantis runes?
Damn.
This is a fake feast, man. Every time I click on that dessert, I get fucking drumsticks.
The Ring of Peace is really nice for a clutch save people from those void puddles.
Unless they're frozen, yeah.
Even if they're frozen, I think it just instantly just ejects them out of it. Like they cannot be in that Ring of Peace. And now I saved a couple of melee over on the left over there.
Thought I saw Fibs still frozen in one with a ring of peace on him, and he just could not get out.
The only reason I was able to get out is because of diminishing returns on that ice freeze thing.
Damn, I thought I had a good roll.
Yeah, Adam beat everyone.
Yeah, 6 off the top.
1994.
315. The fuck?
Can you just give me gold? I'm so broke I can't even afford to actually be gambling in here.
You know, this 2000 isn't even worth me the keystrokes.
Fine, I'll bring it up
There's
next
more
day.
people.
That's why there's people are doing it. It's way more fun that way.
No way. It's way more fun when there's actually some stakes.
Then I won't roll.
Well, how much you want?
Use your discretion.
We both know I have no chill.
Oh, thanks, Shy.
27. 27.
Thanks, Shy.
Shy, you roll like I do.
I'll add a
There you
0
go.
for you.
Ouch, that was even worse than what Intrails owes me.
There you go. Let's play.
5,
There you go.
3, 2, 1.
Could I get a summon back, please?
You're getting it.
Thank you.
Fumble recovery.
20,000. Let me just win 18 more times against Shy, then I'll roll.
Cedo.
Oh, Cedo, it's not good to be you right now.
Come on, Intrails, take my summon. I want my money.
I'm in combat right now, running back off. See, I
Ooh,
wish I
Shy's
had 20,000. I would have, played that.
Shy wasn't in.
I know, I was just a what if.
That's a shame.
All right, last one before we start playing again.
Talk to Matt. Woo!
Ouch. Ooh, Addy, it's not good to be you. It's good to be me, though.
Rats.
Addy, do you even have that much gold?
Yeah, I have like 70k or 700k.
I was gonna say, you had 70k, and you're playing that for 20k. You got problems. 1-800-GAMBLER, dude.
I have 3,000 gold. How's that?
I got 35k and I'm playing.
That's an AFK check.
Yes, as posted.
Shy literally doubled my gold, man. I went broke just spending everything on freaking mythic pluses.
So I just learned that John and Odie weren't real. They were figments of Garfield's imagination because he was delusional and alone and starving.
I thought Garfield was speaking
Was
of
that
John's
to be like ironic because he was?
I think he was a
My childhood.
At the end of that comic strip, he realizes he was dreaming and then appreciates John and Odie.
Childhood ruined, everything ruined.
But
Thanks,
if
Mark.
they weren't real, that basically makes Garfield Jacob's ladder.
Odie's not even John's dog.
That's still better than Peter Pan. You know, he takes the souls of dead children to bring them to Neverland, where they never grow up because they're dead.
I'm just telling myself that that's not canon. I don't care if it actually is.
All right, AFK check's done. Let's get. We've already had food. Do we need to get flasks going?
Yeah, we got 2 minutes on them.
I can do flasks. Why not?
Alrighty, Cauldron will be going down shortly. Let's grab it.
Can one of the priests pull me up to that ledge up there?
Yep.
Oh, someone can bring you one down too.
Or you could just.
jump down.
Oh
Thank you.
man.
Me too.
We can use all the priests to round robin the flasks down to the
I
people on
poor
the ledge.
Cinderin can't get life grip because he's got a neural silencer on.
And I can't life grip
Or-
you down, you son of a biscuit.
They could
Let
jump
life
to their
grip back
death
up,
and then
Cinderin.
come back up.
I'm holding my life grip for you in case you want to click that
Nope.
thing off.
Nope.
Who needs a life grip to get a flask?
Click my summon. I'm summoning Cinderin.
Thanks, man.
Addy, you got a flask?
Yeah, I'm good.
Great.
It's on. Yeah.
You gave me one, Phipps.
Snuffles, I better get some fucking really good healing for that 16,000 gold.
Dude, you lost. I don't see why you're gonna get 1 HPS of my time after you having paid up already. Next time, take longer to pay me.
Lesson learned.
Here come the Chiefs. Down to only one now.
Cured you of your Pandaren syndrome.
Can I ask a curiosity question?
It
I
killed a
don't know. It
cat.
kills cats.
Well, I meant about the raid, but okay. So the first big beam during the second phase went to Skull because we had people standing on Skull on purpose.
I noticed
For-
a number of people moving with Valcourt and the big ad towards the edge. I didn't see who they were, so I don't know if they were keeping him alive or if something else is going on.
There's a couple melee that are following the ad and they're helping interrupt because I'm trying to move it as fast as possible, so I may be ahead of the ad.
It always stops to cast at least once. It has to be someone has to run over and interrupt it for sure.
So there's been a couple of melee that have been following me for that.
Do you guys want me to do the first ad in because I can interrupt at range and get it there quicker without having to have extra people out?
No, I think we'll keep going. We can make what we got work.
Okay.
I think to the point of that was everyone was starting on X, not Skull. So you have the choice. You start on X.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Actual ready check.
Grab your flasks. Don't let it go to waste.
As was stated in the last during the last raid, if they're not your balls, don't touch them. The ones by the boss belong to the tank. We don't need another Me Too movement in the raid.
That's good life lesson there too.
It really is.
So
Your balls
don't
don't
touch the balls.
Oh,
Got
you
it.
have permission.
Just don't touch Hamon's balls.
Yes, exactly.
Hamon's balls are only for the tanks.
Blast in 2.
Which way?
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1.
Blast in 2.
Which way?
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1.
Blast impending. Blast casting.
3, 2, 1.
Blast in 2.
Which way?
Blast casting center.
3, 2, 1.
Blast in 2.
Which
Blast
way?
casting.
3, 2, 1.
Blast in 2.
Which
Blast
way?
casting center.
3, 2,
You keep getting ruined, Info, because that's the ugliest ass transmog I've ever seen.
Position. Stay spread.
Lies.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah,
Someone's
it's-
trapped under the boss.
Watch your step.
Beam. Move.
No space test today.
There's not a beam on Skull.
Collapse. Watch your step.
Beam.
Big Edstead, you can move Eric.
Where are we? Extra Skull.
Beam in casting. Personal responsibility.
Be on
Know where
X.
you are. Beam in casting.
Watch your step.
And I just ran into a thing.
Watch your step.
Beam casting.
Second big ad's dead.
Phase change.
Sphere's up. Make sure you group.
3, 2, 1. Watch wave.
Blast casting center.
My clubs have been used.
3, 2, 1.
Sorry, Adam. We were in the process of a slow wipe. None of us could get over to get in range with you because the ads were very mad at the healers.
Okay.
Sin was down the entire second phase because I got pigeonholed under the boss and I kept shifting in and out of. People couldn't knock me out.
Okay, so a clarification for phase 2, the transition. He moves to the center, he puts up his shield, and then he casts 2 more orbs. So while we want to be moving towards the X, we don't want to stand on it or too close to it until the final 2 orbs go out, and then we can move on it. And there's like half a dozen people on the big ad. So did we decide we're starting on Skull instead of X?
Yeah, we started on Skull instead of X because it's just closer, and I didn't have to worry about the interrupts. Everybody can literally be stacked on Skull because I can get it there before he can even get one
Okay,
cast.
I missed that. We're starting on Skull.
And there's been cases where the beam's going off, and it's actually been nice where it's been going off wild to the sides, but that just means people are way out of position. So it's not really good because you're kind of doing it wrong.
Well, some people are dropping the imminent ruin still.
Gotcha.
So, question: Why aren't we stacking where the first ad spawns? By the way,
Because then it's really far away from the second ad, and you can't cross the center of the room.
why are we killing that? Don't the other 2 have enough time to pull it around?
And interrupt it and not miss one. That's pretty rough, but we can try if you'd like.
I'm just saying, because I think if we stack on that first ad, we can maybe kill that first ad before it even casts its mind the ads. We had it really close once, and we waited 10 seconds before I started DPS on it.
Add in, I can give it a go. That's fine.
I think if we do that, if we stack on Star and kill it really quick, and then we all move over to and do our back and forth on Skull and X with the second ad, then
if you all stack on Star, you're going to get a bunch of ads where Star is. The other ones, so you'll have to move your back and forth to where close to Star.
Maybe we want to try this for our next. Not this time, I'm not sure, but just thinking.
It's literally just put a skull near the star and about the same distance that you have your X and your thing. Everybody goes to star, kills the thing, then you move to the skull, then you move to star, then you move to skull. It's really not a big change from what we're doing. The biggest change is on me and Addy, but I think we can handle it. So
You can maybe call for an interrupt, and it has a long cast time. One of the range can change target and hit it, maybe.
after the first interrupt, I'm just gonna do a horse ride really, really fast and drag him as close as drag him to within 40 feet, and then stop right there. So I think we can get it. It's no big deal.
There's our cooldown should be up for that too. If you save everyone saves their 3-minute cooldowns, or 2 or 3-minute 2-minute cooldowns will be up when that ad comes out. So
DPM is going to say beware when that beam is coming. So listen for beware.
Please stop touching Hamon's balls.
I believe it is up to Haman to decide that.
He
Haman,
yells
Yeah,
at
it's all
every
about
pole,
consent.
man.
It's all about consent, guys.
leave my balls alone. I haven't heard that once.
Actually, he's yelling you stop for the tank's balls.
You gotta leave the balls. You gotta leave Hamon's balls for the tanks.
Haman's not a tank.
Magical.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm sorry.
He got distracted by the talk about Hamon's balls.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Blasting 2.
Watch
Blast
where?
casting center.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Eddie got speared in the back.
Blasting 2.
Thanks, you.
Watch where?
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blasting 1.
Watch where?
Blast casting center.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blasting 2.
Watch where?
Blast casting center.
3, 2, 1. 3,
Looks like my theory about your ugly transmog was wrong info.
And pulling a steer in the back.
Blast casting center.
Mark, Eddie's dead yet to be on blue square with second phase.
Roger.
1.
Blasting 2.
Watch
Blast
where?
casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blasting 2.
Watch where?
Blast casting.
3, 2. Phase change.
Transition. Loose spread, please. We'll be starting on Skull as a reminder.
Final orbs in 3, 2, 1.
Wow, we have a lot of orbs around them. Pillars.
Beam in 5.
You get next in a row.
Yes.
Watch your
Beam
step.
casting.
Beams on skull.
Killads. Watch your step.
Beam casting at Skull again.
Ed's dead.
I got too close to the dude, so pick him up.
Watch your step.
Beam is casting at Skull.
Are we supposed to move from skull to X when beam casts?
Killads.
Beam will be casting in 2.
Watch your step.
Beam casting at Skullish.
Are we gonna wipe or are we gonna leave it?
Wipe.
Watch your step.
So next time, Mark, I'm gonna have to go around the back end. I was trying to get the shorter side. It's what it is. It's just too much to try to get through. I'll go around the long way.
Yeah, when it was suggested, and they said, well, why don't we do this? My answer was, because you can't go through the center.
I tried to cheat it, and I just got a little too close to the boss there.
Some understanding. We start on skull, then when the beam casts, everybody moves to X, right?
Yes.
So it shouldn't go skull, 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 because everyone should be moving from skull to X, then from X to skull, and back and forth again.
Even if people are split for the first one and it's called out, the second one, everybody should be in the same spot, right?
Yes.
Yeah, on X.
You think, but
Beam's gonna be on the group no matter what, pretty much.
Well, my point is that the group is supposed to be moving from skull to X to skull to X. So we shouldn't get 4 skulls in a row.
In the event that that happens for some reason, there will be a slight breather during which everybody can get back on the same spot, and it shouldn't be a wipe.
I think also, shouldn't we wait to get on Skull and X until after the orbs things go out?
Yes,
Because
yes, we
there was
really should.
orbs, those bubbles were on Skull and X, and you couldn't go between them easily.
I thought I discussed that a couple of polls ago. Yes. During that transition, there are 2 final orbs that go out. I even gave a brief countdown of 5, 3, 2, 1. Until those go out, you don't want to be next to other people, and you don't want to be on the pillars. Once those orbs go out, you can move towards the pillars. You can check the health of people, and then get the 2 trapped people out of them, and resume as normal.
So yeah, we're gonna go around the south side of the room this time, Mark, just as a heads up, if you're my interrupter.
Following you.
Yep.
Any job, logo piece.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Blast into. Blast casting.
3, 2, 3, 2, 1.
Blast into.
Watch way.
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Watch way.
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast into.
Watch way.
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast in 1.
Watch
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast impending. Blast casting.
Plenty over by me, Eric. You can grab mine.
Transition is coming.
Please hit Eddie out.
Transition. Reminder, we'll be starting at Skull. Stay spread till
Last
then.
spheres, 2. In 1. Those are the spheres to get on the pillars.
Get the Skull.
I can get the
Beam in
first one.
5. Beam in 2.
Alright, we're gonna go around the south.
Beam casting not at Skull. Skull stay.
Ah, damn it.
Too close, too close.
Beam cooldown in 4.
That's the
Beam
good.
casting. Skull stay.
Watch your step.
Beam casting. Skull move.
Watch your step.
Beam casting. Stage.
Phase change.
Moving transition between ads.
3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. Watch wave.
Beam casting.
3, 2, 1.
You
Tank in a sphere.
Beam in 2.
Watch wave.
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Still adds up. Oh,
You guys need to knock Eric out.
Blast in 2.
Yeah, I'm past getting a taunt.
Watch
Yeah, I'm
wave.
dead.
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2.
Whatever we're doing it wrong because there's those voids that are by Skull and X. That's really, really bad. That makes it annoying to move back and forth. It's people are getting stuck in them. How
Those
can we not
had,
get
those
those by
had to
Skull
have
and X?
happened
Good.
in phase 1.
And Skull. They're running to the marks before they should.
Okay, I have a question. So you're not clumping up on Star and killing everything and then going to Skull and X?
No, we didn't change that. We talked
Didn't
about it. We
change
did not
that.
change that.
Oh, well, then I don't. Okay, cool.
We're just
Yeah,
simply
so-
staying spread and away from the marks until the first orbs drop. Then we go to the marks.
Yeah, and Hamon's giving a very clear countdown for those marks
He is.
dropping
He's
out.
calling
Just
it
don't
every
be,
time. I mean,
don't be near X and Skull, please. It makes movement 100% more difficult during that phase.
There was one orb that was back there prior to us, prior to the transition even.
If that's the case, it may be because somebody was running a thing back there. So if you've got the imminent rune, don't wind up on those pillars,
Or between them, right?
Or between them. Don't be in that section of the wall.
Run to the sides, not the back. Back sides. Backside.
Backsides.
Thank you.
Shane is going all Debbie Downer on us.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast in 2.
Watch
Blast
wave.
casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
2.
Watch
Blast
wave.
casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast in 2.
Watch
Blast
wave.
casting.
3, 2, 1.
I can generate orbs with AMS.
Watch
Blast
wave.
casting center.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast in 2.
Watch wave.
Blast casting center.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1. Phase change.
Transition.
Final orbs in 5. And 2.
Don't be by the marks yet. Don't be by X and Skull.
Final orbs are out.
Beam in 5.
You got first, Daddy?
Yep.
Watch your
Beam
step.
casting.
Beam
Move
at
if
skull.
you're at skull. Go to X.
Interrupt that guy. Thank you, Fibs.
Relax. Watch your step.
Beam casting. Everyone stay put.
Big Ed is dead. Big Ed is dead.
Watch your step.
Beam casting. Cancel what's that? Yeah, I found that one out.
Interrupt this.
Watch your step.
Beam pointed at skull.
So you can't be in front of this big ad either. You'll get
That's right.
sheared.
Beam pointed at X.
Phase change. 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1.
Watch your clumping.
Watch wave. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Chris Valcourt, please. Or Gentleman Graft, sorry.
Watch wave. 3, 2, 1.
I think we need to be preemptively
1.
starting to move off whatever pillar we're on.
But if we do that, then people can't make it out of the beam because it doesn't go right on the
You're
spot.
right,
It goes
because it'll be in front of them.
Can we avoid facing the big ads toward the stack points?
I have to get them in, so
Eric, I think what we need to do is face them to the walls.
Oh no, I get that, but I can't face them to the walls until they're where they need to be, right? Or they won't be where they need to be.
As Cito said, this is the last feast. We need more mats to make more feasts.
So I know, like, the reason we're doing the skull and the X is because we are not situationally aware, but I don't feel like that's helping. I don't know. I don't feel like it's
You may
helping.
be right. We're
I
still
don't like this
casting about
strategy
for a
either.
solution.
I really, this strategy, I mean, I understand why we're doing it, but I don't like it. Let's, if we don't get it tonight, let's make it a takeaway to go look at something else, because this is, it just seems weird.
Well, the way the strategy is written is basically do a big pile and then get out when he casts beam and then repile. It's not put markers down for people and call it out for them. It's people should be aware and be able to move out. But
Well, technically, we only need to stack during the cast, but that's even harder probably because
That
you have to watch
that
the
whole
cast.
phase requires for people to be aware, and that's pretty much it.
all the DPSers do need to stack during that phase so that the ads all stack so that you can actually cleave them down. If you can't cleave them down, then they're going to be up for far too long doing damage to healers, etc., during phase 1 when he goes back to phase 1. So I understand what you guys are saying. We've added extra stuff to it because of awareness. So
okay.
I think the ads being in a less dense pile and us not getting destroyed by the beam would be a little more manageable than us just dying to the beam.
There's just so much limited visibility when we're stacking.
would there be more visibility if you didn't stack all the way against the wall? If you did it more like in the middle of the south end?
Probably.
Could help.
There used to be a key that would reverse your camera. I don't know if it's still in the game.
Put on a Tauren costume.
Oh, stupid protect the quarterback rule just cost the Chiefs a touchdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Three, 2, 1.
Blast in
Christ.
2.
Which way?
Has anybody seen Jesus Christ?
Not recently.
Nobody heard him.
2, 1.
I think
Is
his
that a
respawn.
priest asking that?
Yeah. Blast in 2.
Which way?
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast in 2.
Which way?
Blast casting.
3, 2, 3, 2, 1.
Blast in 2.
Which way?
Blast casting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
I'm so fucking sick of this.
Blast in 2.
Which way?
Blast casting center.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast impending.
Which way?
Blast casting.
Run.
3, 2, 1.
Blast in 2.
Which way?
Blast casting.
Sorry, George, it was a terrible warning.
Transition.
Yeah, I know. It's my camera was all screwed up.
Final orbs in 5.
I was trying to
Final
warn
orbs
you. All I got was run.
Final orbs in 1.
You got first, Teddy.
Okay. Beam in 1.
Watch your
Beam
step.
casting. Move out of X. Move to X.
Collide.
Start bringing that other head over.
Beam in 5.
Watch your step.
Beam casting.
Can't do it.
Collides.
Beam casting.
Watch your step.
Stay at X. Skull is safe 2. Beam in 2.
Watch your step.
Beam casting. X move out.
Should be on skull now, guys.
Phase change.
Weapons free. Finish up the ads.
Watch your range. Be spread from each other. Kill all this crap.
Which way?
Blast casting.
Boss will be moving after this.
Move to circle.
Reset.
2, 1.
Blast
Watch
in
your distance.
2.
Oblivion Fear on.
Which way?
Yep.
Blast casting center.
3, 2, 1.
I just stuck in the back.
2, 1.
Blast in 2.
Which
Blast
way?
casting at melee.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Blast in 2. Blast casting center.
3, 2. Move to center. 3, 2, 1.
Blast in 2.
Which
Blast
way?
casting melee.
1. 3, 2, 1.
Tanks move to your left, please.
Blast
This is
casting.
about him. I don't want to show you.
Which way?
Blast casting.
3,
I can't see much. So.
1. Move to circle. 3,
I got it.
1.
Blast casting in 2. Wings on Adam.
Which way?
Blast casting melee.
3, 2, 1.
Godstone, I know where you are, but I can't get out of range of you.
Blast
Sorry, my
casting
bad.
in 2. Blast casting.
Phase change.
Transition. Same. Stay
Final
spread,
orbs in
don't be
4.
between.
Final orbs in 2. Final orbs. There they are.
There's one on Skull. That's a very bad spot for it.
It's been there.
Yeah, that dropped during the end of
Got
the
it
first
out of here. Do I
transition.
need
Beam
it?
in 3, 2. Beam casting at in between.
Got it.
Got it.
Thank you. Sorry, that's
Be on X.
Brian,
got
can you
that over.
stand?
I got that one.
Our next beam is in 5.
It's dead. Bring it over.
Beam impending. Beam casting. Move to skull. Beam cooldown up. Beam casting. Stay. Everyone stay if you're at a mark. Next beam in 3, 2. Beam casting. Move to X.
Phase change.
Transition. Finish up the ads, please.
Watch your range to each other, move away from the walls, move away from the pillars, get this shit dead. Stun and interrupt the small things, so kill
Blast in
us.
2. Blast casting.
You rush Shanda, please.
Wait for less.
Not yet. Blast in 2. Blast casting.
More or less at 20%.
That's right.
Blast in 2.
Do not stand behind the tank.
Blast casting. Symbol of Hope buy for mana.
3, 2, 1.
Blast in 2. Blast casting. Center.
Lust is up.
3, 2,
I'll stand if you got.
1.
Continue to watch
Blast
your
in 2.
spread.
Blast casting. Center.
3, 2, 1.
There's no more orbs spawning, so the few that are out don't take, they're for tank.
Blast in 2.
If I need to lend
Blast
hand
casting.
healers, call
Melee.
it.
3,
Personal cooldowns.
Blast in 2. Blast casting. Melee.
Please don't stand behind the tank.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
And there it is.
Congrats.
Holy fuck.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Thanks, Magic Skull.
Got that on farm.
Woot!
What do you mean thanks?
Because you're giving me that, right?
No.
You vile creature.
Ooh, limitless edge of virtue. So nice.
Yeah, that really helped keeping far enough from the wall that my camera doesn't lock up.
No, god damn it.
Apparently, one more healer is not a bad idea on that fight.
All right, on to Gahoon. We have just enough time.
No, we
If
have
we
just some time
one-shot
to
'em?
talk about a couple things. Last feast drives us to everything. We are reaching the point in the raid where we're going to start looking at individual performance because it's starting to matter. And this particular boss is not a great indicator of it because people spend time trapped in spheres and whatnot. But in the event that any one of the raid leaders or officers talks to you, just don't be surprised, don't take it personally. We're going to talk about things to improve and Thursday nights. And there have been a few people asking me these questions, and to at least 3/4 of you, I gotta say, all y'all motherfuckers need to stop fucking up yourselves, because I may not be calling you out individually, but I'm watching a lot of you make the mistakes that I'm saying not to do 3 or 4 times. So while I appreciate your desire to move forward, if you're not stepping up as much as you want everybody else to step up, it wears thin very quickly. Great job, everybody. We got it did. We learned some new things. We will be back on Tuesday.